Borderline personality disorder. Loneliness. Oh, how much I love loneliness. Loneliness does not just affect those with BPD. Loneliness can also affect the norms, believe it or not. Something we have in common. I wanted to know what caused loneliness. What was the root of loneliness? If we figure out what the root cause is, then we can probably figure out a way of curing it, to rid ourselves of loneliness altogether. I've spent the last 5 days doing nothing but research into the topic. After 5 days worth of research, I'm now here to tell you, to show you what I've found. Absolutely nothing. Nothing that would help us. Lots of conflicting articles, studies into loneliness and why people feel loneliness. Some saying it's caused by depression, others saying that it's not caused by depression, that depression may be a symptom of loneliness, others say that loneliness is a symptom of depression. Most would agree that if you're lonely, you're also depressed. Only thing I could find that everything seemed to agree on is personal relationships seem to be the cure to loneliness. You want to fight loneliness off, you need to have good, strong personal relationships. Also, that the internet is evil and is making us more and more lonely. Never has a society been so connected yet so alone. You can have 1 million Facebook followers or whatever, yet still feel lonely. It's the quality of these relationships, not the quantity, that is important. A lot of the research said that just a couple of close personal friends is enough to ward off loneliness. That is definitely something I don't have in my life. I don't have close personal friends. Nor do I really want to go and get close personal friends. The idea of close personal friends is awesome. It sounds good on paper. It's not something that's easy for me to obtain, though. I don't make friends very easily. A lot of that stems from my past relationships. Why should I leave myself so open to being hurt? This is where I think we differ maybe from the norms in our inability or not wanting to leave ourselves open to being hurt. I don't trust anybody, especially someone I don't know, that they're going to be true to what they say. I also don't want to spend all the time that it takes to get to know somebody, to become friends, all of the emotional resources I'll have to use just to have this person up and abandon me someday, which they always will. For me, I don't trust any relationships, and I don't think I ever will. I can't trust somebody until after 10 years. That is when I may not even trust you at that point, but I might start to believe you. And you may be saying to yourself, Mr. BPD, why 10 years? Why does it take you so long before you can even begin to possibly believe them that they won't abandon you? Now, I can answer that very simply. The longest relationship I ever had was somebody that was very close and personal, where they promised they would never abandon me, that we would be together forever, we'd be friends forever at least, was 10 years. at which point they completely abandoned me, going as far as to sneak away in the middle of the night and then hide so that I could never find them. So I can't trust anyone for at least 10 years, because if this individual that I was so close to for so long could up and abandon me, why should I believe that anybody else would do any different? Putting all of my relationships to that scale, so far, since that one relationship, nobody has ever made it to the 10-year mark. So I don't even bother to even begin to think that you won't abandon me until you hit that mark. So nobody hits that mark. Most people don't even make it a year. Hell, let's be honest, most people don't even get close enough to be considered a friend. So the end result is that I'm very lonely. To find out how lonely I am, I actually took a quiz, a loneliness quiz, to find out how lonely I was. The results came back that I have extreme loneliness. Didn't really shock me. And the friends I do have are too busy to ever really give me the attention I need. I don't require a lot of attention. I mean, 2 hours a week is good for me. I'm very solitary. I'm good with being alone. I don't have a problem with being alone. Loneliness isn't being alone. Loneliness is about that lack of intimacy with another person. It doesn't have to be a sexual intimacy, just some kind of relationship where you feel connected with another person, where you don't feel like you're completely alone in the world. For me, it's really hard to find people that I can have that kind of connection with. I don't like the mundane small talk. That keeps me from making friends right there. I like to jump right into big topics. Like the first time we meet, I want to talk about the meaning of life, why nothing matters. And that chases people away. I don't know why. Now, I don't mind being alone. I actually like it. I don't like being around people too much. Whenever I start thinking that I like people, all I have to do is call up some people to hang out. Once they show up, I'm usually locking the door, pretending not to be home. I don't really like being around people, but occasionally, 2 hours out of the week, I would like to actually have some social interaction with somebody I feel understands me. It's really hard to find people that I think understand me either. So what should I do about my loneliness? Well, I should go find friends or personal relationships. But I hate people, so it makes that hard. It seems like I'm just destined to be alone. Well, being alone and loneliness aren't the same thing, as I said. I'm just destined to be lonely. Which comes with many health risks, but so does everything else. So yeah, that's what this video is about. Loneliness, and how it's one of those things that, for me at least, is impossible to escape. The things that I need to do to not feel the loneliness are things that I don't want to do, that go against what I feel. Like, I don't want to emotionally open myself up to be hurt, therefore I'm going to be lonely. If it comes down to emotionally being ripped apart or feeling lonely, I'll choose loneliness. How about you? Are you lonely? How do you get yourself out of loneliness? Or are you like me and just don't want to open yourself up to the possibility of being hurt? Let me know in the comment section below. Of course, until next time, keep on keeping on. So I'm probably gonna have to steal some cigarettes. I can't do that. And I'd get beat up. I don't want to get beat up stealing cigarettes. Don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm so sick of being a freeloader and just everyone having to pay for everything for me. But I am preaching to the choir right here. You're all probably pretty sick of me being a freeloader and, well, you having to pay for everything. So I get it.